Hello, all you film freaks and movie maniacs out there. My name is Nolan Carr, and I'd like to welcome you to the go-to podcast for all things cinema. But before you can ask any questions, just sit back, relax, as I present to you a Strawlane Studio Productions Critiquing with Carr. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another great edition of the show here in Critiquing with Carr for Favorite Film Friday. As always, if you've enjoyed episodes such as this one, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking a thumbs up or like buttons you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date on those platforms when new episodes release, as well as clicking at share us so you can continue to do the podcast with our friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. I say all that because on this week's very exciting edition of Favorite Film Friday, we're talking about the classic animated film from Disney, Coco. And with that being said, let's begin. This movie was directed and co-written by Lee Unkrich. The movie's other co-screenwriters were Adrian Molina and Matthew Aldrich. The film's story was co-written by Jason Katz, Matthew Aldrich, and Adrian Molina. The movie was produced by Darla K. Anderson, and the cast for Coco is as follows: Anthony Gonzalez, Gail Garcia Bernal, Benjamin Bratt, Alana Obach, Renee Victor, Ana Ophelia Murguia, and Edward James Olmos. The co-cinematographers for this film were Matt Asbury and Danielle Feinberg. This movie was edited by Stephen Bloom. The musical score for this film was done by Michael Giacchino. The production company for this film was Pixar Animation Studios. The movie was distributed by Walt Disney Studios. The movie was released on October 20th of 2017 in Morelia and on November 22nd of 2017 in the United States nationally. The runtime for this film was 105 minutes. The budget was between 175 and 225 million US dollars. And finally, the box office total for Coco was 814.3 million US dollars. The accolades for this film are as follows: at the Academy Awards, Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez won Best Song for Remember Me. At the Golden Globe Awards, the movie won for Best Animated Feature Film. At the BAFTA Awards, the movie won for Best Animated Film. At the San Francisco Film Critics Circle Awards, the movie won for Best Animated Film. At the Satellite Awards, the movie won for Best Motion Picture, Animated, or Mixed Media. At the Producers Guild of America Awards, the New York Film Critics Circle Awards, the National Board of Review Awards, the Critics' Choice Awards, the Boston Society of Film Critics Awards, the movie won for Best Animated Film. At the Annie Awards, the movie won for Best Animated Feature. Lee Unkrich and Adrian Molina for Best Directing in a Feature Production. Adrian Molina and Matthew Aldrich for Best Writing in a Feature Production. Dean Kelly for Best Storyboarding in a Feature Production. John Chun-Chu Lee for Best Character Animation in a Feature Production. Daniel Arria for Best Character Design in a Feature Production. Harley Jessup, Daniel Feinberg, Brenton Imagier, Nathaniel McLaughlin, and Ernesto Nemesio for Best Production Design in a Feature Production, Anthony Gonzalez for Best Voice Acting in a Feature Production, Steve Bloom, Lee Unkrich, Greg Snyder, and Tim Fox for Best Editing in a Feature Production, as well as the movie again for Best Animated Effects in an Animated Production. And finally, last but not least, at the Saturn Awards, the movie won for Best Animated Film as well as Michael Giacchino for Best Music. And now it's time for one of my two favorite parts, which is when I list off the top 10 highest grossing films for 2017's Coco. Coming in at 10th place was Wonder Woman. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $824 million, and it stars Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, and Rob Wright. Coming in 9th place was Thor Ragnarok. It was distributed by Walt Disney Studios. Its worldwide gross was $865 million. It stars Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, and Cate Blanchett. Coming in 8th place was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It was distributed by Walt Disney Studios. Its worldwide gross was $869 million. It stars Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, and Dave Bautista. Coming in 7th place was Wolf Warrior 2. It was distributed by Den Fang International Media. Its worldwide gross was $874 million. It stars Wu Jing, Selena Jade, and Frank Grillo. Coming in 6th place was Spider-Man Homecoming. It was distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. Its worldwide gross is $881 million. It stars Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, and Jon Favreau. Coming in 5th at the halfway mark was Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. It was distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. Its worldwide gross is $962.5 million. It stars Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, and Kevin Hart. Coming in 4th place was Despicable Me 3. It was distributed by Universal Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $1.04 billion. It stars Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, and Trey Parker. Coming in 3rd place with the bronze medal was The Fate of the Furious. It was distributed by Universal Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $1.24 billion. It stars Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, and Jason Statham. Coming in 2nd place with the silver medal was Beauty and the Beast. It was distributed by Walt Disney Studios. Its worldwide gross was $1.3 billion. It stars Emma Watson, Dan Stevens, and Luke Evans. And finally, coming in at number 1 with the gold medal for the highest grossing film for 2017 was Star Wars: The Last Jedi. It was distributed by Walt Disney Studios. Its worldwide gross was $1.33 billion. It stars Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Adam Driver. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, my review of 2017's Coco. Pixar's Coco is a visually stunning and emotionally resonant film that explores the themes of family, memory, and self-discovery through the lens of a Mexican culture and traditions. Directed by Lee Unkrich and Adrian Molina, the film offers a vibrant and heartwarming narrative set against the backdrop of the Day of the Dead, a celebration of ancestors and their enduring presence in our lives. The film begins with a common Disney trope: Miguel Rivera's passion for music clashed with his family's staunch disapproval. His relatives, particularly his grandmother, are fiercely opposed to music due to a tragic family history. This initial setup, while familiar, serves as a catalyst for Miguel's journey and adds depth to his character's motivations. One of the film's strongest elements is its animation and color scheme. The vibrant and intricate visual style of COCO invites viewers into a rich, fantastical world. The Land of the Dead is depicted with a dazzling array of colors and detailed designs, creating a striking contrast with the mute tones of the real world. The visual flair enhances the storytelling and immerses the audience in the magical realism of Miguel's adventure. Miguel's transition to the Land of the Dead is a pivotal moment in the film, marked by his acquisition of Ernesto de la Cruz's guitar. This sequence, where Miguel becomes a spirit and encounters his deceased relatives, shifts the film from its initial familial conflict to a fantastical journey. As the story unfolds, Miguel discovers that Ernesto, whom he initially idolized, is actually a duplicitous figure who betrayed his family and musical partner Hector. The revelation of Ernesto's treachery is a well-executed twist, transforming him from a charming celebrity into a menacing antagonist. Hector, on the other hand, emerges as a sympathetic and endearing character. His plight and his eventual reveal as Miguel's great-great-grandfather add emotional depth and complexity to the story. However, not all elements of COCO resonate equally. The depiction of COCO as an elderly woman rather than a younger version of herself upon her return to the Land of the Dead was a stylistic choice that some viewers might find less satisfying. This decision may seem inconsistent with the film's portrayal of the afterlife, where characters often appear as they were at the time of their death. In conclusion, COCO is a beautifully crafted film that delivers both visually and emotionally. Its well-rounded characters, engaging story, and stunning animation contribute to an overall compelling experience. Despite some minor issues with character portrayal and stylistic choices, the film's strengths far outweigh its shortcomings. With its powerful message about family and remembrance, COCO is a film that invites viewers to cherish their loved ones and celebrate the legacies they left behind. After just giving you my thoughts about this great film COCO, I am proud to give this movie a great score of 8.5 out of 10 on the Diamond Dave scale. And with that being said, my film freaks and cinephiles, if you've enjoyed this week's edition of the show, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking that thumbs up or like button so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date when it's released, as well as clicking at share out so you can continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critique with Carr. And with that, my film freaks and cinephiles, as always, take care and happy viewing.